the so they have a thing here called GST when you have like I have it set up basically under a business plan. So it's the same thing where I can set up with the caveat too, I guess. But
right.
The enemy secured a prisoner. Get to the extract point.
We'll hire somebody.
We took a loss there. Let's not repeat it.
Excuse me. The problem is, I have a property management company managing it, and they give me the total amount of what's given by Airbnb and Verbo. This wouldn't be so bad if Airbnb changed the law in BC, so half of the year is submitted and remitted for me.
Locate the prisoners and move
Airbnb
them to
already took that
extraction.
GST off of what they pay me and gave it to the government, half of it not, and Verbo doesn't do it at all.
Why? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So then, the company that's managing, like, okay, you could find a workaround by going onto this site. Which I didn't know I had access to it. So for 2 years, I could see like all my reservations, conversations, what they're saying about the place, which would be like good for me to know because now I know what people like and dislike about the unit that I could change in the future.
Oh, you never knew that?
Move to secure the last one.
Yeah, I never saw it. I would only see the things on Airbnb, what people would post.
Oh, Airbnb. This is a deeper website.
Yeah, this is Hostaway, which
You're not dying, not today.
Any platform that you're putting a property onto, Hostaway will automatically link to Airbnb or Verbo if you wanted to, and some other ones I never heard of that nobody uses, like small business, type stuff, but nothing that will apply to my
switching mags.
Anyway. But
Quick fix online.
yeah, they're like, go on this link, it'll show you the price, and show you what the GST was charged, and you could use that for your taxes. So me and Mary have been doing this for like 2 hours. I was like, I don't see anything. So I emailed them like, are you sure that this is on here? Like, I can't. You want me to go and check for each reservation. I don't get a price or anything. Like, okay, check now. And then I got more options and more time. I was like, okay.
This round is
and then it said invoices. And I was like, oh, wait a second here. And then I click it and it's empty for like.
So they're still loading that database. They're still loading that database then? I guess.
I don't think so. It should be done, but the person's paid. The price has been set. Like this is from all of last year.
Yeah, but like I guess it feels like they're. Are they like trying to? Oh.
They're the property management company. Yeah. So they're like, this poor girl. I don't know if I can help you. Jade's coming in the morning. I think she could help you. So I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Alright, that's fair. They've always like, I'm not knocking them. They have been like nothing but great for me. Like anything I want at any time, reasonable time anyway. They've always been really good.
That's awesome. They're just
We've located a
doing what they can, right?
Moving to extraction.
Yeah. I was telling Mary, like, I wonder how many Airbnbs we'd need to be like self-sufficient, where I don't need to work anymore. And obviously that's I'm always saying that because it's really good when it's good, right? But when it's bad, it's not good at all.
Right.
So.
I had a friend, or not a friend, a person I built for who was like, I mean, I gotta give it to him. I mean, it was him and his wife, and he was on his like third property there, but like fourth Airbnb, and essentially. Essentially, he was like, dude, yeah, I'm kind of like 11 million in debt, but like good debt. So a lot of people like think like, you know, like they all get scared, and you know, it is kind of crazy to think that that's how much debt I have, but at the same time, it's like pretty cool to know that the banks will only give me that much money. Like, holy shit, dude, you're fucking... But they're all like Airbnbs and townhomes, and rental units and shit. I'm like, fuck, that's pretty crazy. And like the unit he bought from me, he said he was gonna rent, or I built him. He said he was gonna rent it. 2 weeks later, there was a for sale sign, and then like he sold it like a month after that when the market was like super hot. 2 years ago. I was like, man, that's awesome, dude. But yeah, I guess people can do it, you know. I guess people do it.
So I'm not. I don't have that level of risk yet.
Me neither. Me neither at all.
But after taking this venture, I'd change and I would. It's just now is not the time to do it at all.
Oh yeah.
But I told my partner this. I'm like, when we get enough reserved up to put a 20+ down payment on another place and still have capital to deal with any ramifications or like renovations that we'd have to do for this current place, then so right now we could sell it for almost just under double for what we got it. But I think that would be so stupid, because if we keep putting, like, we're making extra money every month, we're putting stuff away and paying the bills. So why would this place could be paid for and be making me pure profit in the future, right? I don't see the. So he's like, well, we could sell it. Let's sell it. I was like, but what are we gonna do?
He wants
what are you
to
gonna do with
sell
the
it.
money? No, we were having the conversation. He's like, if you want to sell it because you're going to the GTA area and you want to put a bigger down payment on a house, we could sell it, and we'd both walk away with about 125 to 130,000 each. And I was like, although that sounds great, why don't we just hold on to it?
Is he willing to sell his
We have that
portion?
place. I didn't ask him that, but I told him, I said, obviously, if I die, give my half to Mary, and if he dies, I give his half to his baby mama.
Proceed to the target.
Because right now, it's written in that they have nothing to do with it. So, like, technically, if something happens to me and he doesn't honor it, Mary would have to go through litigation, I guess, to deal with it, but me and that guy have been through near-death experiences together, so I don't think he's gonna screw me like that.
Curious to know if he's willing to sell it, his portion. Or if he was just talking like that because
EMP is active. Set security.
Yeah, well, so I do the majority of the work on the so any problem that arises, all the payments, minus utilities. That's the one job he has. Because I'm very controlling and I don't trust anybody. But also, he is super intelligent, but he's one of those guys that fucking. Wait, how do I put this? Have you ever met somebody that, like, they're always on to something new? It's like, oh, cryptocurrency, oh this, oh 3D
My
printing,
cousin?
oh this, you know.
my cousin, dude.
Sort of. But your cousin does research into it and does YouTube videos, right? This guy actually goes on and just does it. Like he goes like both feet in.
Oh, he doesn't even research it. He's like, yeah, I'm doing this. That's it.
No, he researched it, and then it sounds interesting to him, right? And then he just fucking. So, yeah. I was so every time, just because me and his mom venture together, every time I see he makes like a big ticket purchase, I'm like, Robbie, what the hell are you doing? He's like, what? I'm like, that's side by side. How much is that? He's like, oh, it's not that expensive. I know. I'm like, okay. Then your truck, how much is that? Like, you're putting yourself in the
Last minute.
He might crash.
We didn't buy it up. Wait, buy what cash?
Is he buying those things cash?
I doubt it, he's French. You guys would, if you, he's a huge fucking gamer though. You guys would love him.
He's a huge fan of what?
He's a huge gamer, like, he loves, video games. That's why his email is so fucking embarrassing. It's like some Xbox exclusive, like, email. Like, Lost Fables at...
Master Chief 01?
Like, yeah, and so this, it's my professional email, my Gmail, and this idiot's like, I'm like, can you change this? It's so embarrassing to email people about the condo with that stupid email of yours.
Oh, is this the guy, the Xbox guy, right?
Yeah, but now he has a PS5 too.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. He's like, oh, let me show you Minecraft. I'm like, Robbie, I'm never gonna play Minecraft. I don't give a fuck. He's like, oh no, but like you could craft things. I was like, I don't care.
You could craft things.
It's my freaking son's like all-time favorite game right now.
Oh, my kids want to get into it, so I had to go on YouTube and watch a tutorial to just get them started. I was like, I don't know, what the fuck, you're a bunch of pixels, and okay, I guess you gotta mine stuff. That makes sense.
I was proud of Dom. I didn't know, because that same thing, dude. I had no clue what the fuck was going on there. And, he figured it out. Watching YouTube videos and shit. Figured out how to create his own server, how to, like, do all this inventory shit.
That's the, so I don't know how to create a server. I'm gonna get really... I don't have the internet to support that. So we would unstuck and do it.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they can play online together.
They could. That'd be awesome.
You're playing with Dominic, you get off of that!
Enemy UAV active.
Quit staying up late.
But he's my friend.
A soul tear will come down my...
UAV on the station.
Using drill charge.
Deploy.
China's gonna invade?
Be ready.
What do you guys think?
Who's Italian?
Strike in the
Oh, I don't know about her.
I don't know.
enemy UAV
I'm like, why are you comparing this Italian to America, not China? Oh, Italian? I'm Italian.
Shut up.
Yeah, right?
Requesting
It took
recon
me 3
flyover.
days to finish
Copy.
that
UAV
podcast
is
on
on
the
station. Recon online.
3 days. I watched it like bridged version. Like I basically looked at the timestamps, like what do I want to listen to. First hour was like a lot of fluff, and then they had like getting the big ones was abortion.
I did like that Michael Knowles, how he
Racism.
rocked there on abortion and racism.
Be advised,
Racism,
UAV
abortion, and did you see they brought up that fucking thing that happened
They
last
brought the
time?
guy back.
Yeah.
Which guy?
They called him in. She's like, can we call him? He's like, no, I'm not calling.
Dropping ammo.
that.
You're,
Yeah.
you're right, Amadeo. I watched the 5 hours,
Fire.
and in 5 hours, there was, what I could count, he must have raised like $5,000.
activated.
And
Yeah. That was
I can't believe.
Why is
was
that
like
just to ask questions?
Yeah, people
the
call
way,
in.
yeah,
Sorry, no, sorry. People.
There's the mega
can
chats
either
or
get
whatever,
your-
yeah.
Yeah.
Super
You can
chats
get a
or whatever.
message. Soup chats, yeah. So you could put in a message for $50 or I think it's like 30 or 50 bucks, or maybe it's 50 bucks. I don't know. And they basically bashed the women on the panel. It was like, tell that
Yeah.
Miko bitch to shut up.
Dude, the fucking the
And the guy
chat.
had to say, thanks,
Yeah, good to see you. A lot of the things they said, dude, some of the chat, some of the
So these
time,
women are
especially-
literally prepared to get ruined.
Well, they think they're in the right most times, though.
Yeah, but they're all fucking airheads because they're like 19 years old. What the fuck do they know about
I was
anything?
gonna say, like, why is he... At the same time, though, it should be who they are interviewing.
That's a show. That's a show.
Because of the fact that, it's the next generation, right?
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it. And then, like, when they challenge that girl can't even read. She's a teacher, fucking guys,
Yeah.
and she can't read.
She's not a teacher.
So she's like, hey,
I'm telling you right now, she's not a. That's probably
Under
bullshit.
6.
At the beginning of the fucking podcast, like, okay, we're gonna go around the room, state your age, your name, and what your occupation is. And she's like, I'm 23. My name is fucking whatever the stupid name she has. And she's like, I'm a bartender. I was like, all right. And then like 2 hours in, it's like, well, I also teach. I'm a teacher. I was like, wait a minute. You said you were a bartender. Now you're a teacher. Which is it? Is it both? Is it one of them?
I would leave with the teaching.
Yes, stay in the teaching if we're gonna fucking be anything. But fucking everybody in that chat when she said it, like, so yeah, she's a teacher. What does she teach?
Yeah, in San Francisco.
So it seems like there's a lot of sane people out there still then, huh?
A lot of this is like, even Michael Knowles told her, like, a lot of the fucking things she's spouting, you're in the minority of what you think. Like, what you're telling me right now, you're in the minority. I was like, no, I'm not. Everybody thinks this way. I was like, no, you don't fucking know anything.
Yeah, so this is the part, so, like, I watched it all, and, like, obviously so, there's another crazy, so there's two ladies that don't talk about it all. The fucking and the Russian, like, what you talking about?
Yeah! I fucking love them too. Especially the Ukrainian girl. Like, everybody's like, oh, she's like fucking, so we need more traditional women. Like, bring more Eastern European women. Like, this is insane.
Yeah. It was pissing off that lady.
They want more Eastern European.
Well, because the two Eastern Europeans were
they were more traditional.
Women being women.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then they really, a lot of them really hated when she's like, they were talking about feminism and shit. She's like, I don't like how in the movies there is not enough men heroes anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Ant-Man, and the blah, and then like fucking snappy, like, no, like, they are men, but they make him weak. He look weak now. I was like, I don't like. Yes. Who is this woman?
Yeah. Half of the messages were just like, where can I find her?
Yeah.
And, like, it was pissing that lady off so bad. She's like, whatever. Like, you guys have to pay to talk. I could talk for free to make herself feel better, which made it even worse for her because the guys were just like, shut up, Miko. You don't make me sick.
Yeah. Someone put tape over Miko's mouth.
That's what the chat's like.
The chat is just fucking hammering her. Like, if you look at the chat, it's hilarious.
No.
I thought Michael Knowles missed a huge opportunity because they went from climate change to abortion, and the climate change argument. And I never thought of this. I never heard anyone bring it up, but I thought about this when I was listening to it. So they're talking about climate change, right? Like, we gotta think about the future and what kind of world that's gonna be, right? So the kind of world that, like, children are gonna inherit who don't have consciences yet, right? Following me? So they don't matter. They clearly, like, I want to pollute
Oh,
they don't have consciousness yet.
But then they matter. They don't matter as aborted fetuses, but they matter in a climate situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, that
So,
is deep. That's deep. I like that.
So I thought Michael Knowles was gonna bring that up because the way they were talking. Because I was like, oh, this, because he could just totally crush their logic because that's what he's good at. But I also know, like, it must be overwhelming to be around that much stupid at the same time.
Yeah, no, it is. Because they're fucking, they're jumping between so many topics and they're talking over each other. It was like frustrating at times.
No, you stupid. No, you stupid.
Stupid.
No, you
Fucking,
stupid.
The racism would piss me off. Like, you don't know what racism like.
Yeah.
I just called the N-word 5 times. Like, what? N-word? You're black?
Yeah. The guy was like, I figured you were Sicilian.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Who's to say, like, I'm not gonna say that they didn't fucking be caught, but I feel like a lot of them,
No,
like,
no.
yeah, but
If that's true,
sure,
I believe it though. I believe it.
no, I believe Michael. The thing that they didn't understand is Knowles was like, listen, I believe. I think he even said it. Like, I believe that, like, it's bad that that happened, but I think in a lot of those instances, people are saying that because not of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
In that moment, they just hate your fucking guts so much. They just want to tell you
Did
the
see your
most.
examples?
Yeah.
It's like somebody was mad because I did something in a car. You look like a bad driver.
Yeah. Yeah, but like people like you gotta figure where people are heads are. Like,
Alfred's been called it.
Yeah.
Locating the
Yeah.
next hard point. Get ready.
so like there's a lot of road rage. People are not in their right frame of mind where they're fucking that pissed. They're just gonna say anything.
Grenades incoming!
But there's also people that are dumb.
Capture
Like
the
the
hard
lower
point.
functioning
Yeah.
people. The people that would say that have no power. You know what I mean?
Exactly, that's like their last. It's kind of like,
yeah, that's exactly what's
it's like Matthew. It's like what Matthew did to Tyrone that one time, boss. Because he had like absolutely nothing else he could have done.
Yeah, he was pissed. He was fucking angry at what he did, and he's like that. He's trying to like fucking say the worst thing humanly possible to make him feel bad.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard point compromised. Secure the area.
Anyway, like it's so that other chick, like I've heard, you know, I'm not gonna say the word, but I've heard Mexicans say the B word, and what the hell is she talking about? What is the B word?
I don't know what the B word
Hard
is.
point relocating.
Yeah.
Stand by.
What's up? Beaner? Is that it?
Oh, Beaner, what's a Beaner?
Beaner is like a fucking. It's like a slang word. It's like walk for Italian.
Area updated. Move to the hub. Enemy UAV active.
For a Mexican?
Yeah.
For a
I think I've
Mexican.
heard that before. I think I've heard that before. I don't know if we're not sure if it's a That's the only thing I can think of. What the else could it fucking be? Just say the word, you stupid bitch.
Hard point compromised. Secure the area.
Michael Knowles was like, well, I've been called a Guido before. That's like the name for Italians. I'm like, no, it's not Michael Knowles.
You're like, no, yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. They're like, they keep talking about, well, my experience. You gotta understand my experience. But then he's like,
Like, no one's really Italian, are they? I feel like American Italians are not Italian at all. It's so like, I don't know.
They used to be.
Oh, they used
Not
to be.
anymore.
Not
Been
anymore.
diluted.
Well, I mean, just in a couple of decades, sometimes they're not gonna be Italian
Take it
anymore.
round!
Really?
Which,
Hard point
like
relocated. Secure the
Amadeo's
target area.
nephews or something.
Enemy UAV active.
They're not gonna be.
Yeah, like
They're
gonna be racially, but not ethnically.
yeah. Or the thing
Not ethnically.
with them is like they're trying. Fuck, they know more Italian than Padre does.
Yeah, no. Don't get
Well,
me
just
wrong.
show
Don't get me
them,
wrong.
like,
I know
yeah,
exactly what you mean, but like, 'cause, like
Like even my
it's
kids.
obviously. It's more the
my kids
the
do.
grandparents are trying to instill that stuff, like the Italian and everything. I'm sure they are too, but they're mostly gonna be taught English. They're not gonna.
My parents annoy me a little bit with that.
Yeah, they're trying to instill those.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Yeah.
Spanish to them.
I mean, it's
You need to
good.
be teaching them. I was like, yes, I know. Do you want to come over, Dominic? Do something? You learn how to speak Spanish with Papa?
Location updated.
Yeah,
Capture
Papa.
the
We have
hard
to
point.
like actually hang out with them and like teach them, not just see them once every other week. I think they're gonna learn Spanish. He like tries to like passively aggressively make me feel bad for not speaking Spanish though. How come we don't know the merengue yet? What's going on? They don't know.
Merengue.
They don't know how to move their hips yet. They don't move. They don't know.
Aww.
They don't know how to move their hips yet. ¿Qué pasa? They're not loose. They're not loose. They got stiff hips.
Confirming next hard point. Stand by.
Oh, yeah.
Hostile UAV in the
Yeah, I don't know. That was entertaining, but also fucking frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit there for that long. I watched.
Target area
I
I
think
didn't
I
watch the whole
watched
thing. I
like.
watched most of it.
That, so the guy being the host,
Loading!
he didn't. That's the first I've ever seen him talk. Like he just let.
Yeah, he just wanted Michael most to talk. Yeah.
Stay strong. We'll make it.
Last mark.
Switching mag.
Requesting
He didn't say much either.
location.
Copy. UAV is on
He's the host of the show, but he
Well,
doesn't like.
Well, he usually is the one that comes up with all the points. Like,
Yeah.
well, actually, and I love how they don't love stats. Like, where'd you get that stat? I don't give a shit. But the thing that made me mad about her, like, she's entitled to her own opinion, even though I don't agree with her. Yeah, I did.
Did you hear what she said
Stand by.
Was
about
was
abortion?
all the way.
Dude, that and the way she, which didn't make any fucking sense. Like, what's inside me, and if I want to cut it out, I'll cut it. It's a parasite. It's a parasite. Like, that's not. You know what a parasite is?
Parasite.
You're clear.
Like, the very definition of a parasite is that it destroys the host. Like, that's not what happened. What are you talking about, a parasite? It's a human being. It's gonna be a person.
Changing mag.
And then no, it's not a parasite because it has your DNA. So DNA. It's got like a blank. I'm like, you don't know what he's talking about. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, but then when it gets too complicated for them, like, you know what, you're a man, you don't have a say in this. He's like, well, I have a functioning brain that I can reason and perform
I love
logic, so I
the
do have a say in
fetus
most
thing
things.
was hilarious too.
Hardpoint compromised.
Yes, it's not a child.
Confirming next
Fetus is
hardpoint.
Latin for
Stand by.
offspring.
For offspring, yeah. Like,
Which
alright,
means-
call it an embryo.
Personnel at the
Like, that's the thing. They want to disassociate from. Yeah, they just want to fucking disassociate from what they're talking about.
But it's hilarious because
to the hardpoint.
they're all like, no, it's a fetus. Call it a fetus. Like, wow, you guys are all that stupid. What the fuck? But they should also bring liberal men. Do they ever bring like a bunch of liberal fucking men in there?
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
But that Pearl girl does bring liberal men in. I've seen her do that before.
They also need to bring straight conservative men and say, dude, you guys are fucking weak sauce. You need to step it up.
Multiple enemies.
Well, I'll give this to the women in that circumstance.
Hardpoint compromised.
Those men are all for you.
Locating the next
Because
hardpoint.
they don't want anything to do with them.
UAV is orbiting
There's,
the
like, they
area.
don't. So it's true. They don't want to commit to those women because they're an ass.
I am with
But they'll sleep with them.
All at the bow.
Yeah.
Target area updated.
So it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, yeah, I don't want to marry this lady. Like, it's easy to sleep with them. But then there's no one
Enemy
to
UAV
be around
overhead.
until they like find
Enemies
somebody else
inside
better,
the perimeter.
right? If they're
Enemy
looking
down.
for that. But then there's also, I wouldn't call them liberal men, but I wouldn't call them
Hardpoint
liberal men.
compromised.
It's just like,
Secure the UAV
you
standing by.
know what I mean? They're like, they're middling.
Requesting
They don't
recon
care about
flyover.
politics that much. They
Copy.
just want to
UAV is on
get
station. Recon
Yeah,
online. Enemies inside the perimeter.
Oh yeah. When they were talking about racism, she's like, no, this is very serious. Well, we were like bashing religion. It's like, don't
Yeah.
that God shit. He's bullshit. Like he took that
Hardpoint
very seriously.
compromised.
He's still like.
Secure the
was able to
area.
have a
Hardpoint
conversation.
relocated. Stand by. UAV is fuel. RTV at this time. Hardpoint relocated.
That guy that called back the twister off before is like, Genesis and Leviticus 17.
Yeah.
No man shall lie with another man. It is abomination. And she's like, oh my God. I'm not even listening to you. I'm not listening to that.
He called back to say that.
Yeah.
Well, they got him on the line to talk to her, and then he said that stuff. And apparently they're gonna have another podcast where he comes back and they have a discussion, which is not gonna go well.
Who's that
Oh,
guy?
she hates his guts.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's
Remember that video?
another
He said
counterpart?
Huh?
Which she's a counterpart within the show.
They bring her on because she's a lunatic. That's why.
They bring her back because it makes that guy so much money. That's why they bring her back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of her. Like, she's a lunatic, so.
You think they pay her?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
They say, I don't know why they go on. I think a lot of women go on there to like promote their OnlyFans or Instagram. Like I think that's what a lot of them do. But
yeah, they get free like PR basically.
I'm a teacher / bartender. Come out and see me. Friday nights on the strip. And I have OnlyFans.
She's that girl. Remember that guy that's like, I don't want to sleep with a transgender man because then I'll be homosexual. Yeah. She's like, oh my god, I'm leaving. That's so hateful. Like, you gotta shut the fuck up.
Well, by the very definition, that's what it is. That's all. Let's get there. What's that show called again?
Yeah, like Whatever, the podcast?
It's called Whatever Podcast. There you go.
She said that Michael Knowles didn't do anything about this either, which I thought, like, you idiot, you had the perfect open there. So she's like, all the educated people where abortion is good is like in all the educated places, like New York and California and like Seattle. Like she was saying, all the basically the liberal hub. I thought like it would be fun, like, oh, all the places people are leaving.
Bye.
I think Michael Knowles said, like, oh, all the places that something like that.
Got you covered.
I will say, man, they're leaving from those places, and the Carolinas is the fucking Indian hub of the world, bro. They're fucking coming here in droves. It's crazy. I was talking to a couple coworkers. I'm not even lying, bro. They're leaving. They're leaving the New Yorks. They're leaving all these fucking states, Virginia, and all this other shit that's kind of like either purple, what they call purple, which is like kind of middle of the line, or left, and they're all coming to like Charlotte, like the India. Like every builder's like we're all selling to fucking Indians. They're just everywhere. Like holy shit, where the fuck is everyone else with the money? Well, what are you gonna do?
We have taken the lead.
All those Indians buying these like high-end houses, expensive, on the market prices. Will you feel a vindication?
No, because that means I'm fucked too. It sucks because I'm like, as much as I hate them, like they are like the sole demographic that's paying my paycheck right now, which is so fucking stupid. What do you do? I will say, never saw this coming.
You think we should bailed out that bank?
Tag secure. Kill
Did you
confirmed.
say that?
No.
I don't.
See what I'm saying.
I guess Biden bailed out the bank. I don't even know what happened there. Do you know what happened there?
The bank defaulted.
No, I know the bank defaulted, but like, what is the actual quote unquote bailout consist of?
Getting people access to their accounts, right? Like, so they went defunct. They can't, whatever.
So it's people that are like, yeah, because it's covered, well, 250,000 or whatever. So people who had more than that in the bank, they're the ones who are like, oh shit.
Secured the kill.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was telling Dio. I was like, it's covered, but like, that's like if 1 or 2 people lose their money. Not like 1 or 2. Like, let's say that's like if 500 or 1,000 people lose their fucking money, right? That's not like If the entire fucking bank loses
Friendly
money.
UAV online.
But I guess that's what, I guess that's the gap that Biden's gonna fill, I guess?
I don't know how it's done, but
Reloading.
America and Canada are
Something's
so
incoming!
bad. Maybe are so bad at not letting the failures fail. Like,
Enemy in
not
the
good.
area.
You have to fail because it's gonna hurt. Like, yeah, it is gonna hurt, right?
That
And
is
those
hurt.
people that had their money in that bank, like, yeah, get them the money back because yeah, they have their what's called RDIC in Canada. I don't know. The
FDIC.
RDIC in Canada. Oh,
It's
is it? Okay.
FDIC over here.
So whatever the insurance covers, like I've been following this guy who's just fucking teaching me the ropes on YouTube, like mortgages and the financial market and why it's gonna crash but he talks about any financial, and he's talking about that and he's like, people are so foolish because there's like, look at this thing. How can you
I'm
make
getting
such a
stitched
foolish
up!
mistake? So, like,
EKIA
yeah, not
confirmed.
everyone who goes like with a bank. Okay, granted, the bigger banks are gonna have the most reputable and safest bets when it comes to where they're gonna park their debt, right? But Canada is kind of different because America doesn't have people in America don't have
Hostile sentry
all
is
of their
online.
assets
Confirm one.
in houses, like in Canada, your house is your nest egg. It's so expensive that it becomes what you own, and then that raises the debt level. Anyway, he was talking about down there, like the 18th biggest bank. Why would you go with this bank? So people would go to that bank for business loans, right?
Still
Because business are
confirmed.
going to function.
Yeah.
They'll give you a better rate, but to have a personal bank account, like.
That's what it was, that's what it leaned on. Well, that's kind of like the perk, but I don't know why people put a lot of their personal funds in it.
UAV ready for tasking.
Throwing Molotov!
Enemy
That
KIA.
happened to more banks, who knows? So that bank has also
I think it will happen more times.
funded.
Swapping
There's
magazines.
3 other banks that are funded by that bank, but they haven't gone under.
Standing by. Tag secure. Kill
Approaching
confirmed.
from the rear. Switching back!
Kill to kill.
Too close!
That's so crazy to me.
Contact!
Oh, this guy, he's not showing up to work on time.
Throwing something! Target area marked! You're clear!
Trojan 6.
So, Bob, I was the former psychopath.
That guy was a lunatic. Harold Ballard in the 80s when the Leafs were fucking doing horrible and this guy was using some fucked up tactics to like, I'm doing this for the benefit of the team.
What
I'm
did he
gonna
do?
save you.
What the fuck is he doing?
You didn't read that, Al?
Did you read some of
I
the
didn't get to read it, no, I saw
They
the link.
extorted him.
He
The
locked
Leafs did?
what was it, the president of like
UAV
Hockey Night in
exiting the
Canada?
AO.
Yeah,
The
I
Hockey
think it was
Association?
something
He
like that in a
He locked him
sauna.
in a sauna, and he wouldn't let him out until he agreed to another mill.
He did.
He was stuck in the. You let me out of here!
There's a.
KIA confirmed.
Fuck, there's like a documentary or something about him that's interesting because it's just, he did a lot of more crazy, he did some fucked up trades and everyone's like, what are you doing? This is not for the good of the team. He's like, you don't trade this guy.
That guy was high on cocaine, eh? He must have
He
been.
was fucking high on something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got your back! Flash grenade! Attack me! Reloading!
UAV active.
Yeah, that was a dark time.
Threatening the same guy with an axe.
My location!
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
I gotta look up some of the stuff they did, because he did some crazier stuff. I don't know how the fuck they just left him there. They should have fired that guy a long time ago.
Hostile UAV in the area.
I've been teaching on
UAV
this
is
water
bingo
course the
fuel.
past couple of
RTB
days.
at this time.
I've been review material for it and help the people on the course, the candidates. And these guys are all who are putting it on. So
1 minute remaining.
couple of days like getting to know them. Like, oh, you're in Ontario, we're going. And we were like messaging the people of the unit I'm going to. And then like we got some like personality and sergeants like, you're gonna have a lot of trouble in Ontario.
Oh shit.
I'm like, why? They're like, people don't like people that tell the truth down there. I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll see what
30
happens.
seconds remain.
At
Wow.
that whole like equity diversity fiasco that's going on.
Hostile
So
deploying sentry.
we were sitting down and this black lawyer started talking to this white lawyer.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
the
yeah,
black
yeah.
lawyer-
So is that an update on your stuff?
10 seconds remaining.
Equity thing?
Well, yeah, I have
Our
sort of
UAV
have
is
an
orbiting the area.
Oh, this is something different?
So no, like it just happened by chance at lunchtime. A black lawyer was talking to a white lawyer, and the black lawyer like, this is all bullshit. This is all bullshit. Like this should be all merit based. And the white lawyer is like, well, we have to respect everybody. And I was like, anyway, I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud. But then, while that was going on, he's like, yeah, this is Ontario. This is what Ontario's gonna be like. You're gonna have a hard time down there. And I looked at my boss. I was like, well, does this guy know what's going on with me right now? How does this guy know?
Oh
But
shit.
he didn't. He was just my personality. He understands in like the couple of days that he met me that I don't play that shit. So okay. So
Homie, don't
the
play
union
that.
won't back me up. So what I had to do, in order, my plan is to get the course material, but I can't get the course material until I go on there, and it won't let me go forward without clicking a stupid fucking button. So just how can I get the course material to show people that this is racist? Anyway, so my old boss, who's now abandoned us, that fuckface, he's just like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I'm like, what a fucking asshole.
What happened? He just left?
No, he. That's. I'll say this story and then I'll say that story.
I'm sorry.
That story pisses me off because that guy. Anyway, so he's in a different position at this time, and that position. So he's still my boss, but he's in the position of reviewing this decision. And I was like, how is this fair? This isn't fair.
Oh yes,
taking
the
his
level,
place.
yeah.
And like, anyway, so I dealt with it. He's just like, you're a big boy, you make decisions. But my coworker, my corporate, like, on the me, just please take it. Please take it. I don't want to see anything bad happen to you. Well, I didn't get the course material to let the union know to start a grievance process. So what I did, I screen printed everything. So the whole test I have right now is screen printed, and now that package is going to be sent to someone to review. And look at it. How the only examples of racism is to everyone except whites. So tell me how this is not discriminatory to whites. It says in the charter, right in here, that anything that goes. Anyone that's discriminated based on race, ethnicity, and blah blah blah, whatever, orientation, religion, all that stuff, is discrimination.
Does it
But
say
this
anything
course
about
saying
whites being disqualified from that?
No, it just says that whites are the only ones that are racist, basically. And I have that documentation now because before I had all the reference material, and I said based on this reference material, and then the union guy's like, well, no, it's the actual course because the reference material is used to compile the course, and then somebody would have hired, or he would have hired someone to compile it. So now I'm in emails back and forth with that union guy was fucking a piece of shit in my opinion. So I'm in union talks with another guy. I'm like, this is gonna be my grievance. This course has to be rebranded or renamed, or it has to be taken off completely because it's racist towards whites. And the fact that I was forced to take it, I'm gonna like put in a lawsuit. I'm putting in a lawsuit, and then we'll see what goes on with it. So they.
Are you gonna try and call their bluff or something?
Yeah, I'm taking it all the way. So that I went to the office of the guy that works with my boss, and he's like, I'll explain it to you. He's this big fat guy. He's this big fat guy. He's like 6'4", big and fat. And he's always jolly with me. Like our kids play at the together. Anyway, I walk into his office. He's like, "Whoa, man, I don't want any trouble, all right?" It's like, you know what happened if people see me talking to you?
Oh no! Oh my god!
He's just joking. He's just joking. He's just like, so, how are you feeling today? I don't know if I told you that email I sent out.
have to do better than that.
Lambasting everybody. I don't know if I told you. You're all cowards.
Yes, it was like pages long or something.
Yeah.
Too
So
close.
that went to him, and he had to forward it up. Now everyone's like walking really gingerly around me.
Don't piss Jonathan off. He might bring an actual gun.
Yeah. So then he's like, "How's your relocation coming along?" Like, well, there's not the contact me.
Requesting recon
Oh,
flyover.
so you're following the rules about something? Yeah, I follow the rules. What are you talking about? He's like, well, yeah, just from what I've seen, you don't follow the rules.
That one thing now is gonna be like, oh, John's an outlier. He's a renegade.
UAV is being refueled.
Yeah, my boss, I don't know if ruined your reputation in this territory. I was like, Mark, I've ruined it. This has ruined my reputation. They're like, go fuck yourself. In 2 years, no one's gonna know my name, that I was even here. They're like, I've ruined my reputation. Go fuck yourself.
These fucking people think.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to-
guarantee you, more people are on my side, but they're too coward.
Yeah.
Like, I have way more people on my side who are like, yeah, but I don't want to be the face of this. That just because he's fucking like, yeah, I didn't agree with everything on the course either, but I did it. I wrote it in the comment section that this wasn't right. I was like, ooh, the comment section.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter.
Basically. Oh, so what's happening with that guy, Alfred? That guy came here and he wanted to rejig everything to the manner and methods that he knew that made sense to him and that he was comfortable with. He's an old man that didn't want to change his ways. So I had to fucking relearn everything about like systems and like not investigations, but how to put it onto a different system, which is hugely important for the kind of files that we do, because they're all everything is super coordinated on a homicide, not like every other file. So so I had to relearn everything. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do this because he's the boss. And he would go on and on about how he's better than everyone, how his team in fucking solved murders and they were so organized. That up here's a piece of shit. Yeah, he can't believe how unorganized he is. I'm like, all right. You've ever had to work up here in a homicide, you would have no idea like the practicality and how logistically it would work. So it's like, okay, he came up here as a sergeant. He's supposed to be a sergeant's fucking job. He takes out a year and a half, and now he's never coming back because now they're gonna make him go do something else, and he just abandoned us. And that's like asking me,
Oh my
no,
God.
not my problem anymore. And I'm like, what? Fuck you. You know what? People might have not known as much as you, or had the knowledge base as you, or weren't as smart as you thought they were. But at least they got a job and they didn't fucking come up here. So it's okay to get emotional. Like, I'm not saying people shouldn't leave.
Target
But at least they
down.
just said, bye. I'm gonna go do something else because I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Especially, I guess if you're still a part of it, technically. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
understand if you changed your career completely, because why the fuck you call him stuff?
Yeah.
But he's still in the... he's still in it.
He also, like, I don't know if I told you guys, him and my current boss, not my current, they're fighting. So he wanted to leave, right? He thought it was unprofessional because he thinks everyone's out to get him. I had nothing to do with anything. I don't fucking care.
Mission
It's a bunch of
failed.
fucking
Return to
babies.
base.
I don't know, if I told you guys the story, just stop me, but my corporal's a really ambitious guy. I don't knock him for it. I think it's good that he doesn't have ambition as long as they're not stepping on other people, which I don't think he is. So that guy that's abandoned us, he's gotten like up here, he's gotten like 5 courses. He's on a course right now. So he's gotten course after course after course, and his whole career has been course driven. He did 3 years on the road, and then he got sections the rest of his career, which is a fun, phenomenal career for not having to deal with bullshit. Which I don't respect him when he makes it fun for people who have to make split decisions on the road. Like, you have no fucking idea how hard it is to make the right decision all the time when you have a lack of resources, a lack of time, a lack of sleep. Like, go fuck yourself. It's hard. So he's always scrutinizing everyone, and he's like, okay, we can't have courses unless they're specific to the unit. So the unit can only have, so any member in this unit can only have a course specific to what helps this unit. So another unit, he's like, so he told us that was the come down from training. Alright, training I guess only wants us to have training that's specific to this unit, which makes no sense because when we move on, we're going to be doing something else, and training's training. So if we have the time and the opportunity to do it, and the money and the budget, you just fucking pay for it. But yet, it's okay for him to go on courses that have nothing to do with, he's been on the taser course, right now he's on a public complaints course, how to deal with public complaints. That has nothing to do with your job. So it was critical. This guy,
Alpha.
So he's like, okay. So then this girl from another unit like, hey, you guys know that I'm doing the major crime course? And that guy lost his mind. Like, what?
Oh my God.
So
Why? Because she's a female?
Enemy is securing Bravo.
No, nothing to do with her at all. She's not in the major crime unit. So why is she taking a major crime course?
The enemy took Bravo.
I mean, anyone should be able to take any course if it's helping your career, right? Your portfolio, I should say.
We are taking Bravo.
No, so she's my neighbor and our kids play, and I like her. Like, no one's knocking her for getting the course. We were told you can only have course specific to your work. So she's in a federal unit that deals with financial crime and Arctic sovereignty. So she should only be allowed to take courses by the reasoning we were given for stuff like that. She's taking a major crime course for things that we do when we have people in our unit that don't even have the major crime course. So how does it? So he confronted my boss. He's like, "You lied to me. Either you lied to me, or something's not making sense." And then they got into this huge fucking fight.
That sounds like why I left my last job.
Like, that happened to you?
Well, I caught my boss in a lie, yeah. And I was like, I can't work for something like this. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, like I'm leaving anyway, but I used to hold him in high regard, my boss, and he's just like I felt like telling him like you lost. He told me that like I've lost all credibility. I'm like, "Oh, you've lost all credibility.
Maybe you could say that in your exit interview.
I'm not. I'm not gonna. Like, you know what? That guy is suffering from something. I don't know what he had. Like, it's crazy what sets him off. And also, he's a liberal, so you can't be reasoned with.
Yeah. Go for burn nuts.
Enemy contact!
It's fucking high school.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
And apparently, everyone's scared of me, so good.
Reloading!
Bow down to your
Oh yeah, that
Guts off the floor!
that white lawyer is he's from Bathurst and Lawrence.
Deathmatch.
So my immediate thought like, oh, this guy's Jewish.
Yeah.
and he also talks like that. He looks like the Curb Your Enthusiasm guy, right? He looks like
Larry David?
He looks like Larry David, yeah. So it's all like falling in. He's like, oh, you from Toronto? Oh, that's great.
Hostile UAV
Anyway,
active.
he's talking like, it's just so beautiful up here. Like, it's so great. I'm like, oh yeah, it's awesome. It's very nice. And he's like, oh, I sense some sarcasm. I was like, are you being sarcastic?
Watch your fire!
Like, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful if you can look past the bloodlust. And my boss is like, no, it's just not. This is not the time or place for that. I'm like, oh, no. I don't care.
What's your back?
I think it is the time. I have the high ground. The RC
Why is everyone so fucking afraid to speak their mind? You guys are fucking nuts.
Now
So,
more than ever,
what we
people.
know yeah, but what we know of people is a fucking frail shell of a. I was a shell of a man. It's like we know this fake version of them.
Yeah. But then the people who are loud are like completely false, and they're the loudest.
The loudest people are the dumbest. I've reiterated this before. I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie Idiocracy. That's the world we live in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was always the world, eh? We just didn't notice it before.
It's true. Everything's now fucking like when there was no internet or social media or any of that shit. Like people know there was this many dumb people out there. Everybody has a voice now, and a lot of them are retards.
A lot of them are retards.
The RCMP investigated Ballard for tax evasion and illegally taking money from the Maple Leaf Gardens to pay personal expenses. He also went to jail for a lot of 47, what was it? 47 white-collar crimes. In his absence, his son managed the team, but then upon release, he was back and up to his usual tricks again. This guy fucked that team up real good.
Well, that was at least like. So he was an owner. He was a Maple Leaf owner.
He was I think he was
General manager?
I think he was owner or GM or both. he put that team into ruin in the 80s. He didn't want to pay.
That one Sittler was on it? Or Sutter? Sittler?
Hitler was on, but that, he was, I don't know if it was towards the end of like Sittler's career, I guess. But he started managing them in like the late 70s. Sittler was still around on the week, I think, late 70s. This guy also didn't want to pay the team. This guy, yeah, cause he was fucking paying his own expenses. Like, I don't have money for you guys. Just play the game. You like hockey.
He's resilient. He's resilient, man.
Bomb drone deployed.
UAV active.
Someone could exist like one.
Yeah, I like this a bit. If Harold Ballard existed in 2022, he would be cancelled very quickly. Like, pick what equity deserving group you decide to offend. You decide to send them all at different points. It's not apologetic. He was abusive to his players. He was abusive to his, yeah, he was the owner. Yeah.
Get money in the first place. With his business ethics.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Harold would donate 25 to 50 grand at one time to Special Olympics, saying, says former Leaf Lanny McDonald, on one condition that no one could ever find out where the money came from. Oh no, I fucking murdered somebody for that money.
Sounds like he's a drug dealer. What it sounds like.
I'll give it to the Special Olympics, as long as you don't tell me where I got. Apparently this team, the 80 team in the 80s could have got the distance, but he just dismantled it for his own needs.
It was terrible.
Should have been the Habs manager.
That would have been great. Too bad he didn't speak French.
Hostile cruise missile launched.
Yeah, buddy.
UAV ready for tasking.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is on.
Losing ground. Hostile care package deployed. Hostile swarm drone is active.
Taking effective fire.
Guys.
UAV is vehicle fuel. RTB at this time.
Hostile mortar strike in the area.
You watched the last episode of The Last of Us?
The last episode.
Shit.
Mission
forgot all
compromised.
about
We
it.
are defeated.
It's the last episode!
So good.
Yeah. I'm assuming the divisive thing I read was people who haven't played the game, they're gonna find Joel's actions divisive. I was like, yeah, I could see that.
Okay. Alright, so nothing we don't already. So no
No, it's nothing.
surprises.
No, that episode's beat for beat the last moments of the game in the hospital. The only
Oh
thing,
my god, I'm gonna love it then.
yeah, the fucking
Nice.
the part with the hospital where he's murdering everyone is so good. It was good because they that's the thing I like about the shows. They use they don't have to necessarily make up their own soundtrack. They just use the soundtrack from the game, and it was I don't know if you guys remember. Remember when you're in the hospital and you take Ellie and you're running away from everyone, and that like epic song. It's called All Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love that track. Yeah, I love that track so much. And that started playing. I was like, oh, it's so good. The only thing I would have liked is, at least in the last couple episodes, or even this episode, is there was one thing at the beginning. See, I was right. They fucking daywalkered it.
Okay, explain.
Remember when I was talking about my theory about fucking Ellie's mother was yeah.
Yeah.
That happened. I was like, I knew it. Daywalker.
I mean that, whatever. Not a big deal.
No, it's not. No, I didn't have no problem with it. Even when I figured that out, I didn't have a problem with it. I just figured, I was like, that's what's gonna happen. I was like, I think that's what's gonna happen. That's that's
Carl's wife in jail.
Whose wife in jail?
Remember Carl?
Carl
in Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
She's pregnant and give Jude.
But he was an immune. Or she was an immune.
You're claustrophobic.
She was.
Oh, there was some. They did only thing about that episode. That episode was short. I feel like they cut out. I know what they cut out, and I get why they cut out to a degree because that's a lot of gameplay. But they could have fucking figured out an instance where they have to like fight off some infected to get to the hospital. Last few episodes had no infected at all, almost.
Yeah, it's way more of a drama than like the.
Which is fine.
So,
it's fine because it works. That's what sets it apart from Walking Dead because it doesn't really need to like lay heavy on infected.
Well, yes, I see what you're saying, but they kept upping the ante with like those clickers, which are fucking. I can't believe we're human, and then the
bloater
in the city, and that fucking child.
The child clicker, yeah. I was like, I had to look this up. I was like, that's CG, and I was like, she's a 9-year-old contortionist. That's insane. I was like, where are they finding these people?
Yeah, that's odd.
Even the guy, there was some.
Those make it scary.
Yeah, even the bloater was a gigantic dude. I mean, they did add some effects, some VFX,
I saw that
but it was
video of them doing his makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to in that last episode. I wanted to scene at least. Remember when in the game you go underground to like that bus fucking terminal or subway or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They go underwater and stuff.
Exactly. I was about to say, the one that David had nothing. How am I supposed to pass? Well, I didn't attack every fucking monster I saw.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah, they could have like didn't have to like go heavy on it and fucking. They should have like something where they experience some sort of infected and they have to go through it, but that doesn't happen. It like cuts. It cuts out a whole
subway scene.
It cuts out a large portion of like a portion. I get why they do it because that's mostly gameplay and it's hard to like fucking put that into like a live action movie. You don't want. Like it's gonna be like they could do
yeah,
it.
But they could have done a little bit of it.
They could have done something. I figured, but I get why they don't do it.
Well, here, how about this? They could have cut out the game of fucking drama and focused on
they yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't fucking need to. They went through like that whole episode. like that episode. I'm not saying it's a fucking. Like I feel like a lot of that the show in its entirety was good.
Tag secure. Kill
Well, how
But-
come they didn't show all the other relationships with people?
They did.
Fucking...
They did expand something with like
On your 6.
what was it in that episode? Like that whole part with Ellie's mother, she shows you more shit.
Stitched up.
Marlene and her were best friends like since childhood.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
There's shit like that, but yeah, they show stuff like that, but they don't do it. They don't go as deep as they did in that episode.
I want y'all these faggots.
Ellie gave birth to Ellie in that. Ellie's voice actor plays her mug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Took around.
You get the origin of where she got the fucking switchblade.
bite? Oh.
The bite?
The bite was
show
at
that-
the mall,
Got the
right?
sniper.
Or
That
is
was
it
in the mall for her, but
We've lost the lead.
they show why she's immune. Which they didn't show in the game how she was, the reason why she was immune.
Oh, why is she mean?
Because the beginning of the last episode is a flashback to Ellie's mom pregnant with her, and she's running away from the tent to this house.
Kilo in the area.
More supposed to meet up people there, Marlene and some people, and she gets there first, but she's being chased by a stalker.
So these infected have been around for a while?
It takes place 20 years, like in the game, right? The game goes from
Oh
Sarah's
yeah,
death
I guess that was.
20
so,
years in. Yeah,
That's right. I forget about that.
that's the way the show does it too. So it's been 20 years they're living like that.
Enemy UAV active.
Question about Rob.
KIA confirmed.
There was a really, like high action,
You're halfway to mission complete. Stay friendly sentry online.
adrenaline pumping scene in a glass building. You fall through the glass. Remember?
That's going through the zoo and shit. He gets stabbed. He gets like
Yeah, that's when
impaled.
in the game, yeah, he gets impaled on the rebar.
Friendly
Yes.
cluster mine set.
They don't show
We've
that
lost the lead.
in the
They
show.
changed it. Yeah, they changed it. Instead of getting impaled by rebar, the guy attacks him with the baseball bat, and then he ducks it, and the baseball bat breaks, and then he stabs him with it in the same area in the abdomen. Like you don't see it, you just see him fight, and then after he takes the guy out,
Yeah.
and Ellie looks at his
I saw
stomach, and
that.
he's like, oh, I'm hurt. And they just
Something with that.
flipped it.
Confirmed.
Wish they did something. Because they showed, I remember they showed that glass building and they were trying to make their way and all those infected were on the front.
Oh yeah, that was like the second episode, right? When they first see all the infected, yeah.
Yeah, they're all like together.
Yeah, they didn't do that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the two gigantic skyscrapers, and one of them is like
Yeah.
falling over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because that
They
shot
showed
was in
it.
the. They showed it because that shot, the same shot's in the game, and then you eventually have to go to that building in the game, but they don't go. They go
Safe side.
through the same hotel, but they don't go to that building. Yeah, you're right. Because in the game you go into that building.
Yeah, so I was disappointed because of that. I was like, I saw that. I'm like, why would you tease me with this?
Yeah, that shot was a cool fucking shot. It was the end of the first episode where there's a thunderstorm,
Hostile UAV
and
in the area.
whenever the lightning hits, you see the building. Yeah, I was like, oh, I know that. Yeah, then they never fucking do that. It's just the same thing with the last episode. I was like, whatever. So good.
No.
Enemy UAV active.
Yeah, the next episode where they show her nursing him back
The
to
lead is
health.
ours.
Frag.
I just fast forwarded to just her and that relationship with that girl, right?
The David episode, guys?
Yeah.
Her in relationship with that girl. Oh, you're talking about the DLC episode in the mall.
Yeah, I just fast forwarded.
Oh, I thought you said you skipped that. You skipped that episode, right?
Hostile UAV in the area.
No, not. No, it's only the first part of the episode, right?
The whole episode where she gets bit is them in the mall. It's the one before the David episode, before the cannibals is the episode where the DLC where it's her and what's her name?
Whatever.
Riley. Yeah. That whole episode's them in the mall.
Have your back.
Never mind, then I skipped the whole episode.
Yeah.
We've lost the lead.
I don't think I'll be watching that. I remember that pretty much fully, because I remember playing the DLC.
Mission complete. Solid
It never
work.
happened. Sometimes it never happens, but then it does.
Yeah, that happens
a
at
good
the end,
game,
like
man.
the episode.
Such a great game.
Yeah, it is. Well, it was.
Well, part 1. I'm okay with the DLC too, even with that, you know.
I'm okay with everything about the first game. There's nothing fucking because the game compared to the first game, it was what it was. It
I'm
fucking.
not.
You better watch yourself.
Well, they ruined it. I just,
Well, it's like
I know,
we're talking about.
I know. It's hard to like it, knowing what happens. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about yeah, but I don't
You're talking about
fucking.
the
to me,
second
like,
game?
I can.
Absolutely.
I can.
It takes
Oh,
the first game. It takes it.
I fucking hate the second game. Yeah, the second game. Fuck that. Fucking.
No, I
bullshit.
understand that. Even fucking playing the game, I was like, but I just, in my mind, I was like, there's 2 games. There's only one I like.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I do too.
I can like feel like that fucking. My brother and my mother were watching it, and they're like, "That's it? That's the way it ends?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the ending of the game. That's how it ends. Like it's."
That's
perfect.
it. Nothing else
Yeah, like-
happens after this.
I told him I was like, "There's a second game, but I choose not to talk about it." I was like, "What happened?" I was like, I think that this game ended fine, and it would have been fine like that. But then they decided to make a fucking second game where all the men have to die. Do you see where I'm going? Like, it's all about some fucking couple of lesbians.
Couple of fucking lesbians.
I didn't even care that. I actually liked Ellie as a character, and I liked playing as her in the second game. But I did not like that monstrosity I had to play.
What about the transgender boy that doesn't know what it is, but he can't get transgender surgery because it's the apocalypse?
that's your companion, is that transgender girl trying to be a boy.
Good God, dude.
Which, see, that stuff doesn't matter in the apocalypse.
Nothing matters. Nothing. Everyone's just trying to live. So, welcome to the group. My pronouns are Killer.
Mm.
We have real problems here. We don't have food, and things are trying to kill us.
She ends up unwittingly going to like the cannibal camp, and she's like, the bro's like, all right, we'll just eat her.
Yeah. Was the guy in the first in the video game, Dave? Was he religious too in that?
No, they added,
religious.
no, they never, he's more ambiguous in the game in terms of like what he is and what he just comes off as a nice guy, and then you find out they're cannibals, and he's like, I'm gonna kill. Yeah, and this, they kind of, yeah, in the show they made him more religious, and he was like, he just was holding,
Yeah.
he used religion to hold power over everyone.
Yeah, 'cause I don't remember the one line I don't remember is him saying, "I was a pastor," but then like it clarifies what he really was later on.
Yeah, they just added that. Which is fine. I don't mind they had do like to just expand what characters were from the game, because the game leaves a lot of characters, like you meet them and then shit happens and then you move on.
Yeah. Would I have sex with you? I would have sex with you.
It puts the lotion on the skin and then it rubs itself.
Crazier. We've been hearing about those ladies.
Like in Luigi's.
Knowles tells them like, happens to be a lot of transgender that are serial killers, and they're like, oh my god, where did you even get that? Like, it's true, they are.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's.
But did you hate this episode too?
No.
That guy, you can't please that guy.
No, that guy. So that episode with the David episode where fucking
yeah, he killed those two guys.
Yeah, Joel comes out of his coma and starts murdering. I was like, yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah.
This was justified in the game. Yeah, in the game and even in the show, they do the same parallel. He used to be a bad person and do bad things to survive, and he's kind of not doing that now because he's like trying to be a father again in a sense. Mm-hmm. But when that gets attacked, he goes back to that. He does like a switch. Yeah. He turns on. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone. Right? That's Joel in the game and the show, and that's what happens exactly in the show. And I was like, why is he murdering? Yeah. I was like, I don't understand you, Luigi, because he was sending me these messages privately. I was like, before I watch, like, I don't watch the episode yet. I'll tell you after I watch what was happening.
He's like, Shane. He's basically Shane.
Yes, to a degree, right? Yeah.
Did he like not watch the movie? Like,
yeah,
I mean, did he not play the game? Sorry.
He played the game, but I was like, sure, maybe they cut this differently, but I still, to me, I was like, a lot of the scenes are the same. That scene was exactly the same. The last 2 episodes were 90% the game. Like, I was like, dude, they're cannibals trying to hunt him down. He's gonna kill him. They took Ellie. This is what Joel does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I love when Josh chimes up and is like, have a good night.
Later on.
I know.
But you don't know I was talking about the Chris Rock special. Like, Chris Rock is not funny. I was like, Chris Rock is not funny?
Yeah, it's like I even said before, the Hank Azaria show. I was like, yeah, he apologized for Apu. Can't do it. Like, dude, just watch it. It's funny. You're, like, what kind of life? You're just having no fun.